Hey guys, and welcome back to AdosTheGreat YouTube channel. So guys, in today's video I will be going through how I went in my round 9 tips, and then I'll be giving you my round 10 tips. Very exciting stuff guys. We are getting so close to that halfway point of the season, and yeah, look, my tips have been horrible this year. Hopefully we can turn that around, but it's just this week has been wild. So let's get into it, guys. In round 9, first game on Thursday night was the Rabbitohs and the Panthers. Obviously, I backed in my team. I will always back in my team, but my team got pumped once again, 42-12. I think we had 3 injuries come out of that game: Cam Murray, Jai Gray, and Dean Hawkins, and potentially Jai Arrow as well. I think he's all good, but I don't know. Yeah, look, it's been a nightmare, if I'm being honest with you. And yeah, fingers crossed we can start getting things moving in the right direction. But with all these injuries, I just don't know. I thought this was one of the worst games the Panthers actually played, and we should have capitalised on that even with the injuries, but we didn't. It was very disappointing to see us go down the way we did once again. So yeah, credit to the Panthers though. Hey, look, they made us pay when we gave them opportunities. All right, next up, Friday night footy. Seagulls versus Raiders was the first game at Brookvale. Man, this Raiders side is so resilient. They got the win here, 26-24. It was a very, very intense game of footy. When Manly started off this game really well. I think it was 20 points to nil, I think, at one stage. And then the Raiders go on a 26-4 run. Crazy stuff there. Raiders definitely deserve this game. But yeah, disappointing stuff for us tipsters, because that's another one we get wrong there. All right, Broncos and Roosters. I thought at Suncorp Stadium the Broncos would put on a bit, not a clinic, but I thought they'd be decent. Look, at the end of the day, more injuries came out of the Broncos game. Jesse Arthur's injured, Adam Reynolds injured. Once that happened, then I think they lost Ezra Mann for a little bit there too. About 15 minutes late in that second half. They had basically no halves, to be honest, and it was inevitable that the Roosters would run away with this game. But yeah, disappointing stuff nonetheless. I would have loved to get a tip there, but we started off 0-3. All right, Saturday, May 4th. May the 4th be with you, as some would say. I'm not a Star Wars fan, so I have no idea why I said that, but we keep moving forward. I thought the Tigers were pretty good in this game, to be honest. Bulldogs, they got the win. They were good. Very good, to be honest. Like I've really liked what I've seen from the Bulldogs this year. Tigers, look, that second half was disappointing. Like, I thought in the first half they were clinical. They were really good. But yeah, disappointing way to end this game for the Tigers. Few little disciplinary errors in that second half that really cost them. And the Bulldogs, they made them pay. And credit to them, like that they've worked hard this season. They got what they deserved. All right, next up, we've got the Storm against the Titans at Seabus. At first, I was like, maybe I'll tip the Titans. Then I thought, no, you know what? Munster's 200th game. I think it was 200th. They also had, I think it was Christian Welsh's 150th. Like, I thought, you know what? They're going to get up in a big way for this one and win this one 13+. Look, I will say the Titans were not robbed of the win in this game. Titans were great. Storm were the better team. I can honestly say that. As a neutral fan, I think I can honestly say that. However, I will say the Titans were robbed of an opportunity to win this game. Not robbed of the game completely, but they were definitely robbed an opportunity to win this game with that bunker call. But yeah, look, Storm were good. They weren't great. They were good. Titans were pretty good too. Like everybody... Well, 98% of people tipped against the Titans, and you know what? They put up a really good fight. They have been doing that for the last few weeks, and yeah, look, I think they probably deserved an opportunity to win this game, but look, sometimes that's how it goes, and they should get a call back later on in the year. Fingers crossed for them. Next up was the Cowboys and the Dolphins. I backed in the Cowboys here in Townsville. They were pretty good for the most part, but the Dolphins, in my opinion, they were excellent. They really were. Like, it was incredible watching them play. They've still got players out. Herbie's still out. Flegler's still out. There's definitely other players I'm not thinking about that are out. But yeah, I thought the Dolphins were really good in this game. Cowboys, they were good without being great. But the Dolphins, they just put the foot down and got the job done. Another tip wrong for me. All right, and to round it out with Sunday afternoon footy. Now, I did not see the Warriors Knights game, I'm not going to lie. Pretty much the only game of the round I didn't watch. My wife and I were out at a family lunch, so I didn't get to see this one. Obviously, Knights get the job done here, 14-8, which I did not see coming. Credit to Newcastle getting the job done at home there. And then the Sharkies over the Dragons. Now, the Dragons, for about 60 minutes, I thought were really good in this game. I thought they were competitive. They looked dangerous. They were good. I think there was some fifth and last opportunities that they didn't capitalise on that they probably should have. But yeah, I thought they were pretty brave in this one. The Sharkies they switched it on in that last 20 minutes and went, right, we just need to win this game. We need to hold out the Dragons and win this game. That's what they did. And I appreciate that because that meant I got 3 tips right this weekend, which is definitely not what I was expecting. I was hoping to at least get that 4 to 5, but unfortunately, yeah, we went a bit below average this week. All right, so that was the round 9 review done and dusted. Now we go round number 10. We've got the first game, Thursday night footy at Suncorp Stadium. We got the Dolphins up against the Sea Eagles. Manly beat the Dolphins 58-18 last year. The Dolphins, they've won 3 out of their last 5 games this season. Well, actually, that'll be changed now because this is not updated, the thing I'm reading. So, they've actually still won 3 out of 5, to be fair. So, pretty good stuff there. Manly had a pretty disappointing loss there this week against the Raiders. Outside of that, they've had a few pretty good wins there too. Look, I think at Suncorp, I reckon the Dolphins get the job done here. I'm going to say by 2 points. I think it'll be a very close game, but I'm backing in the Dolphins to get that one done. All right, next up, I actually think this game could be incredible. Now, the Bulldogs do not play well against Penrith. That is a fact. Panthers have won 6 of their last 7 games against the Bulldogs, 6 in a row as well. The Panthers' average winning margin against the Bulldogs is 26, which is wild. Yeah, look, I am going to back in the home team here, backing in the Panthers. I think they do win this one. But I reckon the Bulldogs come and fight this. I don't think this will be a blowout. I do think it probably will be on maybe on the lower end of a 13-plus win. So I am probably going to go 13-plus. But I think the Dogs will stay with them for most of this game. So, yeah, Panthers get the job done for me. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Dogs give them a good run for their money. All right, next up, we got the Parramatta Eels against the Brisbane Broncos. Eels have been pretty bad this year, but they do have a decent record against the Broncos, winning 5 of their last 9 games against them. The Eels' winning margin against the Broncos' average winning margin is 28 points, whereas the Broncos is 20 points. Now, the Broncos have won the last 2 games against the Eels, but yeah, I think this is a tough one to pick. This really is, because I don't know what sort of Eels side we're going to get. Parramatta haven't really had a good run of form, to be honest. They've lost 4 of their last 5 games. Broncos have won 3 of their last 5. So, yeah, I'm going to back in the Eels here. I'm going to go, I don't know if they're the underdogs. I can't see money, like I can't see odds yet, but I'm going to back in the Eels here. If Reynolds out for the Broncos does worry me. I think Arthurs will be out for a bit too. It's tough because you've also got Moses out for the Eels. I think this game could go either way, but I am going to back the Eels, and I probably will say that is the upset. But yeah, Eels get the job done for me over the Broncos. Right, next up, we've got the West Tigers against the Newcastle Knights. Knights have won the last 4 games against the Tigers, winning 6 out of their last 9, meaning the Tigers have won 3 out of their last 9. However, the Tigers do have a higher average winning margin than the Knights in these games. Tigers have been pretty disappointing this season, losing their last 5 games. But the Knights also haven't really had the greatest run. They've won 2 on the trot now, beating the Dolphins last week and the Warriors this week. Look, I think the Tigers get the job done here. I'm sure that'll be an upset as well. But I tell you what, this is the year for upsets. It genuinely is. I think this will be a very close game. But I am going to back in the Tigers in this one. I think they will get the job done. I've just got a feeling about that. All right, next up, we've got the South Sydney Rabbitohs against the Dragons. Rabbitohs have won 6 of the last 8 games against the Dragons. Ironically, both of these clubs have a 13-point average winning margin against each other. So that is interesting. Rabbitohs put on a clinic in the Charity Shield earlier this year. Not that that means all that much. But, I think this is definitely a game that the Rabbitohs can win. I know we've got a lot of injuries, but I do think that we're going to see... I generally believe we see improvement this week. I am full positivity behind the Rabbitohs here. I think the Rabbitohs will get the job done in this one. Again, not fully confident because the Dragons have been playing good footy this year and we have not. But I'm backing my boys. I always back in my boys and I think they will get the job done. All right, next up at Amy Park on Saturday night, we've got the Melbourne Storm taking on the Cronulla Sharks. This is the battle of the top of the ladder. The first place Sharks against the second place Storm. Should be a cracking game. Now, I will say, in the last 7 games, Storm have won 6 of those games. So their only loss was to the Sharks in 2022, where they went down, or in round 17, 2022, where they went down 28-6 against Cronulla. Outside of that, they've got a pretty good average winning margin over the Sharkies with a 21-point average winning margin. Form-wise, they're both really similar. They've both won their last 5 games in 2024. So look, this will be a nail biter in my opinion. But I am backing in the home team once again. I think Storm will be too good for Cronulla there, but it will not be by much. All right, we've got the Sunday ticket, the Sydney Roosters against the New Zealand Warriors. Now, this one's going to hurt me. We'll talk about it in a second. But the Sydney Roosters have won 6 of their last 6 games against the Warriors. They have won 6 in a row. An average winning margin of 16 points over the New Zealand Warriors. I don't know what is going on with the Warriors at the moment. They've just not been in the best of form. They went down to the Dragons a couple of weeks ago. They went down to the Titans last week. They had that draw with Manly, which was really good. Flogged the absolute crap out of the Rabbitohs. And then they beat Newcastle in round 4, only to lose to them this week. So, look, I think this will be a difficult game for the Warriors. I am backing in the Roosters here. We'll talk about margins soon, but I think that may get ugly for the Warriors if I'm being completely honest with you. All right, next up, we've got the Titans against the Cowboys. The Titans have won 4 of their last 10 games against the Cowboys, meaning the Cowboys have won 6. But the Titans' average winning margin is 22 over the Cowboys. The Cowboys is only 19, so the Titans do have a better average winning margin over North Queensland. The last time they met was in round 5 of this season where the Cowboys won 35-22. However, I thought the Titans were quite brave in that game. Look, the Cowboys have been struggling recently. They have been struggling, and the Titans, since that Cowboys game, they've actually been very close to winning most of their games outside of the Warriors game where they did win. I think I'm backing in the home team here, and I'm going to go Titans to win this one. So, every home team, except for my Rabbitohs, I've got winning. So let's go over the margins and anytime try scorers. So for the Dolphins, I'm backing them in 1-12 to beat the Sea Eagles. I think Jermaine Osako scores any time. Panthers over the Bulldogs in this one. I'm going 13 plus, but just on that 13 plus sort of margin, so like a 14, maybe 16 point win. And anytime try scorer Sania Taruva leading the comp in tries as well. Then I'm backing the Eels to beat the Broncos 1-12. I think this one will be a very, very close game. I'm going to back Dylan Brown in to score a meat pie in this one. Anytime try scorer there. Tigers over the Knights here 1-12 at Scully Park. I think the Tigers will just get the job done. I reckon this could be a golden point game, to be honest. I think it'll be a very, very close contest. And I am going to say Jareem Buller scores for the Tigers. Next up, obviously I'm backing in my Rabbitohs. I'm backing them in 1-12. And I do believe that we will see... I'm going to go Jackie Boy Whiten to score any time in this one. He was so close against the Storm. Against the Panthers. I reckon he crosses in this one. I'm backing in my Rabbitohs 1-12. Then in the last game on Saturday night, I'm backing in Storm 1-12 over Cronulla. I think we see... I reckon Jerome Hughes and Harry Grant both didn't score last week. So I'm going Jerome Hughes to score against Cronulla here, Storm 1-12. Roosters and the Warriors in the first game on Sunday afternoon. I'm backing the Roosters in 13 plus. I think they will be too good for the Warriors here. The Warriors, as I said, I don't know what the hell's going on with them. And Dom Young is going to score any time in that one. And I think the Roosters run away with that one, 13 plus. Then finally, the Titans 1-12 over the Cowboys. And I'm going David Fafita to score a meat pie. I think he will be too good here and he will barrel over against the Cowboys. All right, guys, that is all for me. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And as always, my friends, I will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.